I'm back. And look, I upgraded my audio. I heard you. I know that my audio was shit in all of my other videos. Should we do a little ASMR? I recognize that the majority of you watching me, I myself included, are all neurodivergent and audio matters. So I apologize for how long it took me to make this change. Today we're going to be diving deep into a topic that is near and dear to my heart, and that is autistic burnout. We'll explore what it is, what causes it, how it affects our day-to-day lives, my personal experience with burnout, and some effective coping strategies. Oh, and hey, if you're new here, my name's Kathleen, and I'm autistic with a heavy dash of ADHD. My channel is all about celebrating neurodiversity and sharing my journey as a late diagnosed autistic individual. If that's your vibe, be sure to subscribe. When I started this channel over 3 years ago, I was just at the beginning of really understanding my autistic identity. A lot has changed since then, including my audio quality, which is why I'm planning to revisit and update some of my earlier videos. I'm starting with the topic of burnout because, well, frankly, it's something that I'm currently grappling with. Since becoming pregnant with my second child 3 years ago, I have been cycling in and out of burnout, and honestly, it's been one of the most challenging aspects of my neurodivergent life. So, what is autistic burnout? Autistic burnout is essentially an intense state of physical, mental, and emotional exhaustion that's often accompanied by loss of skills that most autistic adults experience at some point in their lives. I've heard from many people that their burnout was the driving force for them to realize that they are neurodivergent. Burnout can last from a day to several weeks to even months and years. Burnout can feel different from person to person, but it includes a profound sense of physical exhaustion. Managing emotions becomes a lot more challenging and can lead to outbursts of sadness or anger. Burnout can also manifest as anxiety or even lead into depression. Burnout and depression can look a lot alike, but they are different. Individuals in burnout might experience an increased need for stimming or heightened sensory sensitivities and difficulty coping with scenarios that they maybe were able to cope with prior to burnout. So, what causes burnout? Neurodivergent and neurotypical people alike can experience burnout, but autistic burnout is different. It varies from person to person what causes or what triggers their burnout, and it's usually not just one thing. It's typically a combination of multiple different things that can include camouflaging or masking, overstimulation, understimulation, elevated stress levels, and executive functioning demands can all contribute to burnout. Recovering from autistic burnout really depends on the severity. For short-term burnout, it can just be as simple as allowing yourself to rest after whatever the triggering situation was. For long-term burnout, I think a person really needs to zoom out and really evaluate their lives and identify what the potential triggers are. Once the triggers have been identified, hopefully there can be ways in which you can make the accommodations that you need, whether that be letting go of unrealistic demands of yourself or from other people, and also seeking outside support. In my experience, emerging from a burnout can be a really slow process and should not be rushed. It's essential to be patient with yourself and gradually reintegrate into daily life. So, what has autistic burnout been like for me? This has been something that I've experienced my entire adulthood. For me, it manifests as extreme exhaustion, both physically and emotionally. This exhaustion is often debilitating, and no amount of sleep seems to alleviate it. I've struggled with maintaining a full-time job and have faced judgment and misunderstanding from others who don't understand the profound impacts that burnout has on my daily life. During burnouts, I often experience shutdowns and heightened physical pain. Communicating the thoughts from my head to spoken word becomes incredibly difficult, making it really challenging to live a full life. When I need to get out of burnout, I have to effectively communicate my needs. When I'm in burnout, I cannot effectively communicate my needs. Tasks like preparing meals or maintaining my physical hygiene become arduous, and my anxiety and restlessness intensifies. So, with burnout being such a common experience for neurodivergent adults, can it be prevented? I think that burnout involves a level of self awareness and advocating for your needs, identifying situations that are likely to lead to burnout, and taking proactive steps to avoid or mitigate them can be really beneficial. An example of this is that I have recognized my need for what I lovingly refer to as a bed day once a week. I scale back my responsibilities and I focus on self care. Autistic burnout is a real and challenging aspect for many neurodivergent adults. It's important to recognize the signs of burnout and prioritize self care and seek support when needed. If you're experiencing burnout, you're not alone, and there are strategies to help you navigate through the burnout. Thank you for joining me on this discussion. If you found this video helpful, please be sure to like and subscribe, share with others that might find it beneficial. Remember to be kind to yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.